Hey everybody, I'm Garcia, and today I'm taking a look at the next pocket escape room game from the Deckscape series. This is Heist in Venice. In this game, just like in the first two in this series here, the Deckscape series, the players are all going to be working together in order to solve puzzles, advance through the challenges, and ultimately win in as little time as possible. It simulates the escape room phenomenon, of course, that is out there now, and there are a lot of these series, but the smallest one, the most compact, I would have to say is Deckscape. There have been two of these already before. I thought the first one was very, very good. The second one I thought was just okay. So how do I feel about this third stab at an escape room in your pocket? Let's find out. So here is everything you are getting inside the box. This deck of cards, organized numerically, and you are going to be going through it. It's going to be telling you a story, presenting you with puzzles, and you all together are trying to progress through those puzzles, through that story, in as little time as possible for the highest possible score. And that's basically all there is to it. So I'm going to be avoiding giving you spoilers. I'm not going to get to any of those actual puzzles. I'll be showing you a little bit of what the setup will look like, what the story is going to be, and then we'll go back up top and I'll tell you just what I thought of it without, again, giving you any spoilers. The first few cards in the deck are going to explain to you that someone has contacted you and your team and intends to send you on a mission to Venice in order to steal something from Venice. Each player is going to receive one of these special characters, and on the back of these cards, there's some information that's going to help you along the way. Everyone gets one. If there are fewer than 6 players, then the rest are also shuffled up and dealt out to those players. So you might end up with more than one of them, but that's fine. You can play this, even on your own with all 6 characters by yourself. And then the rest of the deck is here. You again keep reading, keep following the rules, and eventually, you make it to Venice, and then you start in on this heist. It's a multi-part sort of adventure, very much story-driven, and you'll be getting items as you are going. You'll be using those items later on in upcoming puzzles, and you'll be getting challenges, things you are attempting to answer. The main way this works is something will be presented on the front of the card. You'll take a look at it. You'll see if you can figure out how to solve that thing. You'll then take that card, once you've got an answer in your head, reveal it, and if in fact you are correct, then you can set that card aside and move on. If you're wrong, you're going to mark an X on a sheet of paper somewhere. You still move along, and at the end of the game, each of those X's would penalize you, okay? So again, it's a story-driven sort of campaign that's going to take about 60 minutes, and you have characters, you have a plot, you have specific challenges you are going through, and you all have to work together because everyone's going to have a little bit of information for specific parts of the game in order to progress effectively. So that's about as much as I can show you really without getting into spoilers. So let's go back up top and let me tell you what I think about Heist in Venice. All right, so there it is, Heist in Venice. Let's talk about this, all right? I'm going to start with thematic ties. Is it original? Is it well implemented here? I think it is. I think it's got a really nice theme, this one, and it gets extra kudos from me because the first one, it had a theme, but the puzzles did not feel thematic necessarily. The second one felt more story-driven, the London-based one, but I did not like the puzzles so much. It didn't quite. It brought the story, but not the feeling of the escape room as much. And I think this one nails getting those two things to meet. So I'm very happy with the theme here. The aesthetics, that's the quality of the components and the artwork. Very nice. These are large format cards. It's about as big as this box. And I think the artwork on all of it is very nice. It's cartoony. It's very light, but it's well done. And anything that is an illustration that then uses that illustration as part of the puzzle is well done, and it all makes sense. So very happy with that. No, they didn't fumble anything. I like that. Replayability. Does the game scale well, and does it give you new things to discover from play session to play session? Well, it's an escape room game, so you can play with 6 people, right? Everybody having one of those, and looking on the box here, it'll tell you 1 through 6, so you can do that however you want to. But there is no replayability in this game, just like in every other escape room game. You play this one time. It'll take you, like I said, about 60 minutes, then you are done with it. Thankfully, in this one, you can then just put all the cards back in the box and give it to someone else, as opposed to in some series where you destroy parts of it. Now, in this one, technically, you would write on some of the cards, but you do not need to do that. You can keep this intact and just hand it off to someone else who can then play it. You could buy with a friend, you play with your group, they play, you've now, split the cost, right? So it's technically replayable, just not by the same people, so it gets a thumbs down for that. But that's kind of a point of view thing, really. Game length, is it interesting the whole time? Does it get repetitive, anything like that? Definitely does not get repetitive because that story continues to move forward. And it's not, it's not Shakespeare, but it is fun to have a driving sort of motivation, a forward motion as far as the storytelling goes. And it's not just a disjointed series of puzzles. In that case, in that realm, this succeeds. So I like that. And the game length is tight. Like I said, it's about 60 minutes, maybe a little more. But you are going to not feel bogged down. You are going to feel like the story is moving at a nice clip. Really like that. Ease of play. Is it fiddly, extraneous rules? Is it easy to teach? Things like that? Absolutely. There is no rule book in this box. You are going to just start from the top card, read that, read the back. They'll explain to you everything, how to take notes, how to time yourself, how to mark penalties. They even give you a little practice puzzle at the beginning to make sure you understand that, you read the front, then you check the back, and then you're off. Really well done. No issues there. And lastly, tactics and strategy. And in this one, I mostly think about, especially when dealing with escape room games, is there a variety of puzzles? Are there some difficult, some challenging ones? Are they interesting? Do they give you new things here to discover? I really like the set of puzzles in here, and they are, again, for the most part, many of them are logical and many of them are thematic. Some are mathematical in nature, some are observational. I felt like there were some really obvious ones, and that's fine, because, it did take me, I think, 62 minutes to play, but... And so a lot of them are just, you're just looking at something till you figure it out. And some of them you are logic-based. You have to figure something out. You have to deduce it, The set of puzzles in here I'm really happy with. I very much enjoyed what this one brought to the table. Nothing necessarily revolutionary, right? Nothing that I thought to myself, wow, I never would have thought of this puzzle. This is something completely new to any other escape room game out there. But they are fantastic. They really feel good. It feels great to make progress through them. It just works. It hums. It really sings. So, overall, I really like this one. And in fact, I really enjoyed the first one in Deckscape. It's called Test Time. That's what it's called. That one I thought was fantastic. I rated that an 8. I like this even better than that one because it manages to give me the puzzles that were in the first one. Really fun stuff. But it's a neat story also. And the first one didn't really have too much of a story. You didn't have a character. You didn't have a plot, And this one does. So I really like this one. This is going to get a seal of excellence from me. Definitely would recommend you check it out if you're looking for a quick filler type escape room game. I would recommend this one. Price point, yeah, you're going to get an hour's worth of play out of this one time. But if you're okay with that, or if you intend to then pass it along, I think you are good to go. Again, seal of excellence for this one. Really recommend it. That is Deckscape Heist in Venice. I'm Z Garcia, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com.